Hey dear fam, you may have heard the news that SP Lipi Singh, daughter of Rajya Sabha member and former IAS officer Ramchandra Prasad Singh and wife of IAS officer Suharsh Bhagat, has been removed from her position. An inquiry has been ordered into the police rampage in Munger, Bihar. I want to remind all that this is just the very first step in the right direction. The Indian services work as a tight clique where they stand in allegiance with each other no matter what. And here, the SP has such stunning connections that we can be sure that the whole machinery will work to save her. Perhaps it's thanks to her status that she was so callously brazen in her response. Perhaps SP Lipi Singh and DM Rajesh Meena need to be thrown out of their jobs, and even though absolutely nothing can ever make up for the loss of a child, Anurag Podar's parents need to be given the best possible compensation. Over the years, the Indian police system has developed some serious cracks. As per me, the most prominent crack is the complete and total lack of checks and balances. Unlike in the army, where there is a demanding explanation and court martial protocol, in the police, it seems there is none. Just consider the example of Parambir Singh, whose witch hunt has become ridiculous now with thousands of FIRs and defamation lawsuits on anyone and everyone who has spoken about him. Is there any police authority questioning him on his out of control, bordering on lunacy work? No. And the entire system is doing his bidding. We have lost Anurag Podar due to the irresponsible, murderous cruelty of the police. In the case of Nikita Tomar, as many of you may be aware, she was abducted by Tawfiq a couple of years back. A few months ago, Nikita's family filed a complaint against him for harassment and molestation. Allegedly, the police advised, slashed, forced a compromise, even though a lay person could perceive danger in the obsessive, unlawful behavior of Tawfiq. If the police had acted responsibly and taken precautionary steps required with the clear intent to protect Nikita Tomar no matter what, do you think her precious life could have been saved? Well, I think it could have been. There is nothing for me to add, obviously, in the case of the mysterious death of Sushant Singh Rajput. We saw the weird way in which the police handled the case and continues to do so if we believe that all the noise that Parambir Singh is allegedly creating is to deflect attention from Sushant's death case. If the police had taken a serious note of Sushant's father's plea to protect his son, do you think he would have been alive today? I think yes, he would have been. Today is a day to talk about Aman Baisla as well, a young man getting incessantly tortured and blackmailed by some Neha Jindal and Sumit Goswami and was under tremendous stress. He did not even consider approaching the police for some relief. Rather, he committed suicide. Why? Why, in an independent, thriving democracy, there is such severe apathy for the police? Look no further than the brutal lynching of the aged sweet sadhus at Palghar to understand that. The visual of the sadhu Baba quivering with fear, trying to hold on to the arm of the policeman, and the policeman shaking it off, exposing him to the murderous crowd, is what nightmares are made of. The police were right there. And then there is the brutal murder of Kamlesh Triwari. Surprisingly, he was supposed to have police protection. Please compare this methodology or the lack of it of the Indian police with the French police action in Paris and Nice. The murderers are already dead. The police are in the process of a thorough cleanup to end Islamic terrorism from the very roots without any fear of national or international outrage or pressure. Clear and swift action. Indian police are far, far away from reaching this standard of professionalism and commitment. So, the fight to ensure justice for Anurag Podar can be a long and tough one. Lipi Singh is extremely powerful. Justice for Anurag Podar is pitted against the entire bureaucracy and police system. And the system knows how to play a million deflection and deviation games. The derailment of proceedings seems easy to them. And since we are not looking at a compromise that will provide relief to the establishment rather than the parents and everybody affected, brace up. This may take a while. Good night, and I will see you tomorrow.